Hi Flosstube, I am Chelsea and this is Sound Mind Stitching. This is my middle of the year WIP and kit parade. I also have one FFO to show you and one to tell you about. I have a lot to show today, and I am eventually going to do my giveaways, but I'm probably going to wait till my next video, so I'm sorry to those of you who have already entered. If you haven't entered, you can go watch my last video. I didn't have a ton of entries, so your chances of winning are good. I'm sorry for messing that up, but anyway, here I am. I just don't have time to sort that out today. So I'm gonna go through my FFO and then my finishes, my WIPs, and then all the kitted projects that I have, and kind of share my stats from this first half of the year. If you're new here, welcome. I started filming videos in February, so this is number 12. It's June 30th, 2022. I have really enjoyed the people I've gotten to meet through YouTube and Instagram. It's been really motivating to stitch and to keep going and to see what other people are stitching. I've been enabled by so many people. But for my own sake, I kind of wanted to review what I have that I can work on, and think about what I'm gonna do for the rest of the year. So I am coming to you from my bedroom. I'm actually sitting on my bed because I needed lots of space and I needed it to be quiet. And if you don't know, I have 4 kids. One is at camp, but he's the quietest one, so that doesn't really help. So one is napping and the other 2 are having some screen time this afternoon. We have had a super busy summer. We are almost halfway through our summer in terms of when school starts. My big kids go back August 4th, which is fine because we live in South Georgia and it is blazing hot here. Unless we're going to the pool or the beach, we just don't even go outside. It's just awful. But it's crazy that the summer is halfway over. I've had time to stitch for the most part. I also work from home part-time, so it's hit or miss, but I'm pretty pleased with how much stitching I've gotten done this month since the kids have been out of school. So my first FFO, I can't show you because I've already wrapped it. I should have taken a picture before I wrapped it, but it's the piece I've been working on for my husband, which he is somewhat aware of, I think, but I did finish it. Since my last video, I got a frame. It's ready to go. His birthday is in a couple weeks, so I'll either take a picture or film a video when we give it to him, but I'm so happy with how it turned out, and I can't wait to show you the framing option that I found that I felt was really reasonable. But yeah, it looks really good. I can't wait to show you. Now I'll also show you this other FFO. My friend Sarah, who is my stitchy friend in real life, gave me a kitted up pattern for my birthday in March of Tulips. It's from Etsy. She gave me all the floss and she gave me this adorable little green frame. And I don't know where it is. I finished the tulips during Mania and I have no idea where the frame is. However, she had already framed hers and said she felt like it was a little bit too small. So Sarah, I hope you'll forgive me, but I found another frame that I think I got in the clearance section at Hobby Lobby, and I framed it in this, and I think it turned out really great. Let's see. I have to try. There we go. I'm in front of my window, so the glare is kind of bad. Let's see. There we go. Or maybe there we go. There we go. There. Is that better? Okay. It has glass on it. It's not anything fancy, so it's reflecting. I was really happy with this, and I have it on my desk. It's the first piece I have in my room that I've made. I have a piece in my bathroom, our downstairs bathroom, but this is the first one I have in my room, so that's super exciting. I'm gonna go through my WIPs now. So I have 12 WIPs and many kitted projects. So I'm gonna start with my oldest WIP that is not completed. I have worked on this since my last video. So some of you who've been around, especially if you were here at the beginning of Mania that I eventually abandoned, you've seen some of these things and they don't look any different because I haven't worked on them. But this one does look different, even than the last time I showed you. This is Parks and Rec Sampler by Two Little Kits. It is something I'm making for my youngest sister. She's getting married in September. She loves Parks and Rec, and I do too. I thought about keeping this for myself, but I'm gonna give it to her. All right, so there you have it. I've done this little part down here. So this middle section where like the trees are is all finished. So I just have to finish the people over here and then the bottom part. This border here over here is the very, very bottom. So it's not too much. It's pretty spread out. So I think I can probably finish it either next month or the next month. I also took really good notes on what fabric I'm using, so I'm excited to tell you because I sometimes forget. This is 14 count white Aida, and I'm just using the called for DMC. It is a lot of colors. I've taken off this ring. The colors, do as I say, not as I do. This is not the best way to store your floss. This is not even half the colors. I've taken off all the colors that am already done with and put them back in my box. So anyway, it's a lot. It's a really fun pattern because it uses some of the newer DMC variegated threads. So the down here at the bottom, that's the variegated, that's all one color. It's kind of a greenish yellow. It's really fun to stitch with, and it's super inexpensive compared to like over-dyed. So yeah, I started that one on January 27th of this year. Number 2, guys, I'm gonna try not to have a panic attack telling you about this one. Let me switch my camera just a little bit, there we go. Nutcracker Village, Country Cottage Needleworks. I started this on February 13th, 2022. Now, you're gonna look at this and say, Chelsea, that looks pretty good. What's the problem? It does. Sorry, I had to make sure that it wasn't reflecting. It looks like it was reflecting really badly, and I just had to make sure it wasn't. So anyway, okay, here's Nutcracker Village by Country Cottage Needleworks. So I've done 2 of the parts. This is stitched on 32 count raw Belfast linen. It's raw silver, so there's some silver threads in there. The middle part that says Nutcracker Village is part 1. The parts that I've stitched are part 4 and part 5. 2 and 3 are over here, but I started with the peppermint shop because I actually can't remember why I started with that one versus the one that goes here. But anyway, I finished this. I think I showed it to you last video. Okay, so I put it away because this takes me 5 or 6 days of consistent stitching to do one house. And I'm not a monogamous stitcher. I like to move around. So I finished, this is Snow Queen's Ice Cream Shop. Yes, Snow Queen's Ice Cream Shop. I decided to take a break because I finished it in the first half of the month, and I thought second half of the month I'll do the next section, which will go right here. It's Chinese Tea Room. Well, I got started on it, and I actually decided to go ahead and do I decided to do all the snow for that one and the one over here, which is Sugar Plum Sweet Shop, and just go all the way across because it's the same length. And then also go ahead and do all the garland. So I started working on that last week, and on maybe, actually it might have been over a week ago. Is that right? No, yeah, it was like Friday, Saturday. And I had been stitching on it in the evening, and then one morning I was sitting outside before my kids got up, and I like to listen to something and stitch for a little bit before the chaos ensues. And I realized down here, you can see where I have restarted, but right here, these stitches were all there, and they were like a different colored white than the rest. They were like a brighter white, and I've been using the DMC Blanc for the white. And I was like, that's really weird. Like, why does it look so different? And then I started looking around the pattern, and guys, the same thing was going on over here. Now I've already fixed it, but I just finished fixing it this morning. Like, okay, so all of this half triangle was all the brighter white, all these snowflakes, about half of these snowflakes, part of her dress, half the garland, one whole window, and like a quarter of another window were all that brighter white. And I don't know what happened. I got it when I looked at my floss tag, there was 2 different whites on there, and in the evening I just could not tell the difference. And so I debated what to do, but the more I looked at it, if it had just been the snowflakes, I probably would have left it. But because, again, one of the windows, like this top corner was the weird white and the rest was the same as everything else, it just did not look right. And then I wasn't going to fix the garland, but then once I finished the rest, it was really obvious. So I lost about 2 days of stitching time pulling out the old stitches and putting in the new ones, because especially in here where I'd already stitched the blue, I frogged all these with my seam ripper, and I was trying to be so careful not to pull out any of the other colors like the blue. I did pull out one of these brown ones and I had to fix that, but anyway, it was a total nightmare. I'm glad I did it. I told my friend Sarah, I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and frog it the day that I saw it, because I thought if I don't, I'm gonna put this away and I'm never gonna come back to it. And I really want to finish it by Christmas. So I took one day, frogged all the stitches, put it away, worked on some other stuff, pulled it back out last night and said, all right, I'm gonna press through, I'm gonna fix it. And it really didn't take me that long, thankfully, because like the snowflakes, I didn't even have to look at the pattern, right? I was just filling it in. So I finished it this morning. I had a few more stitches, but gosh, it was awful. I don't even know what happened. It was crazy. So anyway, my goal for July is probably to at least finish this one, and then maybe I can double up. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got 8 more, and I've got, if you count December, I could do probably 1 in December and get it framed before Christmas. So I probably need to really do, 2 most months. So we'll see. It may not happen, and if so, that's okay. But that one was I've had so many issues with that one. Like I've miscounted, I've had to restart parts. It's just like it kind of hates me, and I wish it didn't. Okay, next one is Washington, D.C. So my husband and I visited D.C. in April, and I wanted to get something to commemorate the trip. And I worked on it some there, and then I've actually, after putting down Nutcracker Village, after frogging it, I worked on 2 things pretty intensely, and this was one of them. So I've actually gotten a good bit done. This is by Awesome Pattern Studio on Etsy. They also have a website. It is, I started this on March 25th. I'm stitching this on 16 count white Aida with mostly the called for DMC, a few I substituted for my stash. This finishes kind of in a circular form, so I'm gonna finish it in a circle. I have something to put it on already. I think I'm about halfway done. The pattern is kind of on like 2 pages, and I'm pretty much almost done with 1 whole page and part of the other one. So this side is as far as it goes on this side, and this side, I think that's as far as it goes. I've got there's some tall buildings at the top, and then there's some water at the bottom, but this one has just really been comforting to work on. It does have a lot of color changes, but you can kind of, because it's full coverage in the part where you're stitching, you can kind of carry a little bit and it's not a big deal. I also have the Savannah one by the same person, and we live about 30 minutes from Savannah, so I think it would be cool to do the Washington one and the Savannah one, and then see what other cities they have, and pick ones that are meaningful to us and kind of put them in our room somewhere. So that one is one I'm just kind of working on as the spirit moves me, so to speak. The other thing I worked on while I was recovering from the trauma of Nutcracker Village was Under the Sea by Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. This is a stitch along that is going all year. It started in March, and I started it then too. Has 10 parts. So part 4 just came out, and that's what I stitched first after I put Nutcracker Village down. So this is parts 1 through 4. Part 4 was the jellyfish and the seahorses and these little orange fish. There's also a border and some words at the bottom. It says under the sea. I didn't stitch those because I'm not sure I'm going to, and I want to see the whole pattern before I do it. This pattern's super fun. It's just really cute. I'm using DMC. It gives you DMC and Cosmos. It also calls for a couple overdyed, but I'm just using DMC. I'm also, for the eyes, it just has a whole like black X, like a whole stitch for the eyes. I'm just doing French knots, and I think they turned out really cute. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this yet. Oh, and it's 32 count Nessie by Picture This Plus. This fabric, I absolutely love it. Once I need more fabric for something and my budget is saved up a bit, I will be ordering more Picture This Plus. This is my favorite fabric that I've ever used. It's really soft, and I guess I like that. And it's easy to see. The other thing about Nutcracker Village, if that was the only linen I'd ever stitched on, I would say I absolutely hate linen. But it's because it has that silver thread and it's so tightly woven. The holes can just be so difficult, but this Picture This Plus is beautiful and I love it. So the parts come out at the end of the month. So it takes me about 3 days to finish it. There's part 4 again. I did also change that diver. She had like darker skin, much darker skin and hair. But I changed her to look a little bit like me in case I give this to my daughter. But I love the little seahorses. I think they're so cute. Next we have a free pattern by Jardin Prive. I'll show it to you because you can look it up online, and I'll link to everything at the bottom. This is the pattern. I'm not gonna put those words on, and I'm changing the color of the hair. So this is, and the dresses actually. So this is what I have so far. This is 32 count Murano Car from Hobby Lobby. It's called Pink Splash. There's little pink dots on it. I'm gonna stitch this for my daughter and her friend. I may stitch 2 versions of it and give one to her and one to her friend, or we may just give it as a birthday gift to her friend. But it's just a free pattern, and it actually encourages you to change the colors. This one is another WIP, is Flowers on Shelves. This is by Playbook Patterns. This looks no different than the last time you saw it. I have not worked on it at all since the beginning of May. This is the 3rd in her series of on shelves. She just came out with a 4th one, which I have kitted up, so you'll see that in a little bit. It's just 14 count Ada, and I finished Christmas and Plants. Plants is hanging in my downstairs bathroom. Christmas is upstairs in the Christmas box, and I'll swap that out for Plants at Christmas time. It's Northern Land by Owlforest Embroidery. So this was my birthday start, and I had changed the colors once and then started it and then didn't like it, pulled the stitches out and started it again, but I haven't gotten very far. This is what I did during Mania, so this isn't any different. All I've really done is this bottom part, and this is 32 count antique white linen, stitching 2/2. I'm using my own colors that I've chosen. It's a combination of Weeks Dye Works and Gentle Art and Classic Colorworks. And I haven't really fully decided how I'm gonna use the colors. I may not even use all of them. I don't know. I've started with the black. This is Cast Iron Skillet, and this is like the main border. I want to do like all the border all the way around with the black, and then start to figure out like how I want to change the colors in the middle. I'm now kind of thinking I might want to go brighter with the other colors. So this like blue, I might want to do like a turquoise or a teal. I'm not sure, but it's fine. I'm glad to have these in my collection. This is a huge project, and it will probably take me a super long time. It's 189 by 243, and it's like 9 pages. But it's one that when I pull it out, man, I just want to work on it forever. All right, that's another one that I'm just kind of doing when I feel like it. So my next WIP is, I'm calling it football because I'm so creative. This is the pattern that I came up with. I'm stitching this for my son, Steven, who's a big Tennessee football fan. I'm hoping to get it finished for Christmas. It looks really odd. So I've got the T in the middle. I'm basically like, it's just a lot of brown. So I'm basically just kind of filling in, and I'm kind of filling it in sections so that I don't miscount. So this, I was gonna try to do, I think, 1,000 stitches this month, and I got about half that before Nutcracker happened. And this one is not difficult, but it is kind of boring. So if I were to ever design another pattern, I wouldn't do just all brown again, but I think he's really gonna like it, so I'm gonna stick with it. It only uses 3 colors. It's 300 for the brown. Got some blanc for the little seams, and then 740 was as close to Tennessee orange as I could find. So those are the colors we're using. A gift for my other son. This is for Christmas as well, and this one's coming along. This is New Year Monkey by Pro Embroidery Art. Oh, I forgot to say the football one was on 14 count Rustico oatmeal Ada from Hobby Lobby. This one is also 14 count. I started this during Mania. Here's the thing, guys. Do you ever just realize you've done something and not understand what was going on? First of all, I don't love black Ada. I don't love it. Even with a light, I just don't love it. Here's what I don't understand. This is the total width. Like I've stitched the whole bottom of the pattern. Why did I start so far over here? I mean, thankfully I've got, 2 inches here. I think I'm not planning on leaving a lot of margin when I frame it, but what is going on? I also think there's not going to be that much room up top. It's going to be enough, but like, what was I doing? What happened to centering it on your fabric? I mean, I guess maybe I used I don't even know, guys. I don't even know. Anyway, this one is like a silhouette of a monkey, and it only has 5 colors. So this one's a little less tedious than the football, but not much. So that's another one I'm just kind of trying to do a certain amount each month. Another WIP / finish is Coastal Holiday by Hands On Design. I started this as part of Mania, and this is what the full thing looks like. So it's 3 ornaments in a box. Someone else is stitching this, or has it. I can't remember who. I just saw it recently. This is on lamb's wool linen. I'm stitching it 2/2. I finished this month the first ornament. So this is Joy. Well, I didn't finish the ornament. I finished the stitching. I did change it up a little bit. The colors, it calls for color and cotton, and I couldn't find that at the time. So it also has DMC conversions. They are not great. When I started stitching it initially, I had to pull them all out because some of them were just totally off. Also, it calls for beads, and instead of beads, I just did stitches. I was gonna do French knots for like the berries, but I just did cross stitches, and to be honest, these are gonna be like, you're gonna be looking at these on a tree from far away, like you cannot tell. You can't tell at all. So I think it's gonna be fine. Then I asked someone at my church who's really is an experienced seamstress if she could help me finish them into ornaments, because I've never done anything like that before and I have no idea what I'm doing. This is a free pattern. It's called Arbre de l'été, maybe. I think it's summer, Tree of Summer. These are all free patterns, and there's one for each season. So this is what I've got for summer. I'm basically just need to do like the apples and some of the leaves, and it'll be done. And this is 18 count off-white Ada. I'm hoping to finish this one next month or maybe in August. And then kind of do each one as the seasons come, and maybe put them all on, you know, something I can swap it out. I'm not really sure. Or I might do like frame all 4 and put them in kind of a grid somewhere in my house. I'm not sure. Okay, my last WIP, which is also a new start since last video, is Silver Creek Samplers, Fred's Ewe-nifying question. I grew up on Mr. Rogers, and this was a pattern that Jennifer sent me just out of the kindness of her heart. And this isn't generally kind of the style I gravitate for, but because it's Mr. Rogers, I absolutely fell in love with it. So also, I can't remember her name. Diane, I think. The designer, it says it on here, yeah, Diane. She was just on Fat Quarter Shop on their Flosstube channel last week, doing like a live kind of a trunk show type thing, and it was really fun to watch her talk about her design process and the inspiration for her patterns. Her fiance loves Mr. Rogers, she said, and 18 count Ada from Fiber on a Whim, in a cornflower blue color. I'm stitching this on 14 count antique blue that I got from Hobby Lobby. I'm using the called for DMC as well as the overdyed. It calls for some weak dye works and some gentle art. I've been kind of working on this when my husband and I are watching a movie for date night. I just kind of pull it out once a week and work on it. It's nice because it's really fun with the overdyed, but it's 14 count, so it's easy. It's not, I don't have to wear my magnifiers. It's just easy to see, and it's just, I don't know, it just makes me really happy to work on it. So that's my newest start. I started that 2 weeks ago. I'm now going to get into my kitted projects. So many of these are free patterns that I found and really liked. I have more patterns than this just sitting elsewhere, but these are the ones that I'm excited about stitching and have everything ready for. Did not open all the bags though, so I apologize. The ones that are free, I'm going to show you at least part of the patterns. The first one is, well, I think the actual name is like Pumpkin Color of Autumn or something by Owlforest Embroidery. Actually, I'll have to pop in a picture of this one because I didn't print out a picture. This one's going to be so fun for the fall. It doesn't have many colors. I pulled some from my stash, and I have some, let's see, 14 count kind of ivory Ada, but these are the colors. Just kind of some nice fall brown, yellow, green. It's pretty big. I don't know that I'll finish it this fall, but I think it would be fun to work on this over the next few years. Oh, I forgot to say, I'm going to try to show you these by kind of theme. So first is like fall, non-holiday. I've got another free Owlforest pattern. This one is called, I have a picture of this one. I think it's just called Pumpkins. It's in Russian. This is what it looks like. And I had some extra lamb's wool from something, 28 count lamb's wool Jobelin. I'll be stitching that 2/2. And I just pulled some floss. I might have changed one color just to make sure that it shows up, but this is what I'm gonna use for that. It's pretty big. Well, I don't know, 120 by 76. It just seems like kind of a fun seasonal one to work on. I haven't done a lot of seasonal stitching yet. I just kind of discovered cross stitch again last fall, so I was kind of too late. Oops, I forgot to put the back. Anyway, again, that one's free at Owlforest Embroidery on their English site. They also, you can't order digital things from their site right now because of the sanctions. It's a Russian site, but you can order from their Etsy shop. I think a friend in a different country is running it for them. My final fall kitted project is Tree of Autumn by Jardin Prive. It's got a little squirrel and, well, actually this one's not fully kitted, apparently. I only have 2 colors in here. I'm gonna need to add some more colors, but I think I decided differently what colors to do, and I changed the fabric, so I had kitted these up and then I had to fix them. So, well, good to know. I'm gonna have to hold that one out so I can fix it. This is why it's good to go through your stuff, because if you don't look at it, you don't know that things are not right. So that's gonna go here to be looked at later. Now my Halloween Thanksgiving pile. It's only one Thanksgiving. I'll show you that one first. This is a free pattern from Plum Street Samplers, again from their website. They have 2 options. The bottom one is for black fabric, and you can see I've kind of changed the colors based on what I had. So I'm gonna stitch it on black. I had some left over from that monkey, and these are the colors. This is all DMC. There is one over dyed in there that's like gray that I'm gonna use. And I think that'll be really fun to put up at Thanksgiving. Again, I haven't really ever done a seasonal stitch, so the ones I'm most excited about though, this is definitely, this might be my most excited pattern. I'm so excited. This one is not free. This is from Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery, and this is more of the lamb's wool Jobelin 28 count. So it's kind of this color. I really love this fabric. This is again Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. I'll throw the picture up since this isn't a free one. It's just so cute. It reminds me of the Santa's house I did for my daughter, and this probably will end up going to her. I did get all the called for, so this is all DMC, and then these are all over dyed. It's some black, pink, green, and purple. So I think I just like cannot wait to work on this. I cannot wait. I've been keeping myself from starting it. I've told myself, you cannot start this before September unless you finish something else. So I'm not that close to finishing anything else, so it'll probably be September. The other 2 Halloween patterns I have are free. These are from Crocette a Gogo. The first one is this little chart. It's Happy Halloween. And I've got more black Ada because I hate my life. And I'm gonna change the colors to the black. I'm gonna change to a purple. And everything else I'll stitch the same colors. This is small. It's like 50 by 50. Along the same lines, I've got the translation is the witch's hat, and I think these would be fun to put together. So this is another one. This one 69 by 80, so a little bit bigger. I'm gonna try this one. We'll see how it goes. I hope it turns out okay. I'm gonna use the called for colors, I think. I may have changed them up a little bit. And try stitching it on this gray gingham. It's 32 count. I got this from Hobby Lobby on clearance. I don't know how it's gonna work. I don't know how the white's gonna work. I don't know if there's gonna be too much going on. So we'll see. I may ditch that, but I'm gonna try it. This is The Fox by Year in the Woods. I've made like a working copy and I didn't put the cover in, so I can't show you that right now. This is Cottage Garden Samplings, and the original, there's going to be 12, so this is number 1. It calls for like a 40 count color for each season, or they give an option if you're going to do them all on one piece, but I'm going to do, I want to do all 12, but I'm going to do them on their own. I'm going to do them individually and do them like the winter ones all on the same color but not on the same piece, if that makes sense. So it was really tough and expensive to find 40 count, and I've never stitched on 40 count, and I don't know. I didn't want this to be my like if I decided I didn't like it after the first one, then I would be stuck with it for the next 11. So what I did is I found some 20 count, and I'm gonna stitch it 1/1. This is the fabric for winter. I went ahead and just bought the winter. So this is 20 count sparkle gray Aida with metallic print, and I'm gonna stitch it 1/1. It calls for overdyed and DMC. The DMC is for this one, it's kind of the white and the orange. So here's the colors. I really want to start this one too, but I'm making myself wait. You're not allowed to start something unless you finish something else. So my other winter one is winter. This is the other tree. I am gonna try using some diamond metallic on this one because it calls for doing it on a much darker fabric. And because mine is so light, the snow is not gonna look as good. So I'm gonna try mixing the white and the silver for the snow and see how that looks. Oh, that's Jardin Prive. I don't know if I said that. Then that is just some 18 count Aida. And so I probably won't start that till January. Now Christmas. So let's see. I've got 4 Christmas and 3 of them are free and one of them was given to me. So this is some frugal stitching here, guys. The first one is it's Merry Christmas 2020 from Hello by Liz Matthews. It's free. You can get it on our website. That's what it looks like. It's just kind of meant to be monochromatic. So I am gonna stitch it on this rust color. It's kind of reddish. It's not really a Christmas red, but I think it'll look good. And I am gonna use ecru and this green. So I'm not sure yet, like, how I'm gonna use the colors. I may only do the green, like the words and the trees, or maybe the trees and the border. I'm not sure. I'm kind of decide as I go. This is 32 count Murano Car from Hobby Lobby. So I'm gonna start that one hopefully during the Christmas season. Another free Christmas one. I think this is just the coolest pattern you have ever seen. The English name is Oh Christmas Tree. This is by Jardin Prive also. It's free. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? I'm pretty sure the notes are Oh Christmas Tree. I just think it's amazing. Amazing. I love it. I absolutely love it. I have some navy dark blue kind of Aida, and I have 3 colors I chose. I think one of these these are all just regular DMC. So kind of a gray, a green, and cream colored. And I think in the original she just uses white. But I kind of want to see how it looks with these colors. We shall see. My other free Christmas one is Owlforest Embroidery, sensing a theme. I love their stuff. It is Christmas bears. So I love this one because there's 6 bears on the pattern. Here's a little picture of the pattern. And there's 6 people in my family. So I'm gonna try to kind of personalize them. Like in the picture, there's 3 girls and one of the bears has a beard. So I'm gonna not do the beard, and I'm going to make one of the girls a boy so that it can be the 6 people in our family. I've got some 25 count Lugana, so I'll stitch this 2/2, and just some DMC from my stash that kind of goes along with what it calls for. Or well, it's the substitutions, I guess. It's not really called for. I want to start this one this year. The Christmas ones, I don't know that I'll finish any of them this year. We'll see. You never know how it's gonna go, you know? Sometimes you start them and they turn into Nutcracker Village and you have to take a break. picture of this one either. Christmas Delivery by Cottage Garden Samplings. I'll have to throw up a picture. This is one that Jennifer sent me, and I am going to stitch this on 32 count Smoky Pearl linen. It's still in the bag. It's not exactly what it called for, but it looks close. It's just kind of a nice dark gray. I think this is the same as that Ada for the fox, but it's linen, and it doesn't have the like metallic-y things on it. So this one I'm using all the called for DMC. I like it, even though I'm not a big Santa fan. I like it, and I really love the colors. I think it's gonna look beautiful. The last in the tree series is Spring Tree by Jardin Prive. Look at that cute bunny. This is another one I have to fix. I have not figured out all the colors for this. I need to pull some browns and greens from the other ones. I think the reason the fall one wasn't done was because I wanted to make sure I matched all the greens and leaves, or at least coordinated them. So that's another one I guess I'm gonna have to fix before I work on that. So the final WIPs I have, and there are 11 left. These are all not seasonal, no theme, just what I have. So let's get started. The first non-themed one I have is Animal House. It's a stitch along by Satsuma Street. It's 6 parts, and one of them just came out. I think the last part is coming out next week, or maybe it's this week. I haven't started it, so I haven't paid attention. I'm just waiting until they're all done. I'm gonna stitch it on 32 count Belfast linen. The colors on this, oh my gosh, it's the perfect summer stitch. Look at those colors. I just cannot wait. My friend Sarah is doing it, and she's been sending me her updates, and I cannot wait. The animals, there's a sloth, there's a peacock, there's a flamingo, there's a giraffe. It's gorgeous, and I'm excited about that one. I mentioned this already, Books on Shelves by Playbook Patterns. I'm gonna stitch this on the same kind of Ada as all the other ones. It's just kind of a 14 count ivory, and it just uses DMC. I'm trying to show you the colors. I just love these. I'm probably gonna change this pattern. I'll pop up a picture. I'm thinking about, I kind of want to make it fall themed because I've got plants up right now. If I ever finish flowers, that would kind of be my summer one. Or maybe that would be spring, I don't know. I've got a Christmas one, so I think it'd be fun to do a fall one. So I'm contemplating, I'll throw up the picture, doing like a pumpkin instead of the globe, and maybe the lamp, kind of like a gourd or something, and maybe some small pumpkins where the heart is, or I'm sorry, not heart, little vase thing is on the top left, just kind of making it a little bit fall themed. It's a pretty simple pattern, and it's not super big, so I think it could be pretty easy to change that. Another one that Jennifer sent me is Counting is Hard, which, gosh, counting and colors are hard apparently. This is by Luminous Fiber Arts. I know that Proper Stitcher has at least started this one. This calls for being stitched on 32 count, but I had some 25 count that I want to use. It's, what is it, 25 count natural Lugana. And here's the colors. So I don't have a craft room, I just have my stuff in here, but I think this would be a fun one to have kind of above my desk to remind me of all the mistakes I've made. I've shared that I'm teaching this cross stitch class to some elementary school kids, and we were working today. The first day I'd had them actually working on Ada. We'd been doing some kind of pre-cross stitch practice. And I just kept telling them, listen guys, even if almost every mistake can be fixed. You are gonna make mistakes counting. I make mistakes counting, and you will make mistakes, but we can fix them unless you just like take scissors to the middle of your fabric and cut it in half. We can fix it. So it's okay. Counting is hard. If you make a mistake, don't lose heart. We'll fix it. Another free pattern that I have is Jardin Prive again. It's I forget what this translates to. Colors. I can't remember. Just a little girl with her pot of bobbins. I think this would be fun. If I ever have a sewing room or a craft room, then I would, you know, put this in there. I'm gonna stitch it on, I think it only calls for 2 colors. It's like a red and a gray. So I'm actually gonna stitch it on this rust color. And I have some overdyed that I ended up not using on something. It's like a bluish and a gray. I'm gonna try doing that and see how it looks. This should be pretty quick. Every time I pull one out, I just like want to work on it. But I won't, right? I won't. Not until I finish something else. Another one that Jennifer sent me is the Moons of 2022. This is a Kathy Barrick. I think I've taken out the picture. Okay, I'll throw a picture up. This is gonna go on 32 count natural Belfast linen, stitching 2/2. This one is, I was actually wondering, I don't know if I have all the colors on here. I think I'm missing a few, but this one, I'm not doing the part in the middle that talks about the different moons. I'm gonna do the top part and the bottom part on, and she actually charts that in the pattern. There's a 1 page that shows you how to put them together, and then I'm gonna use the other pages, you know, to see more closely. But I think this could kind of be a winter one. I guess I could have put it in the winter one, but not necessarily. So I don't know when I'll work on that. This next one is a free pattern from Stitchonomy, but you have to be part of the club. I'm gonna stitch it for my mother-in-law, so I'm gonna put up the actual pattern. I'm gonna cut off a chicken and rearrange them and change up the colors a bit to kind of personalize them for my kids. You can see I'm not gonna show you the pattern, but I've cut the pattern up and like, so I can tape it together and change up the order. So I've like divided up the chickens. We have 4 kids, so I'm gonna do 4 chickens, and you know, I don't know. I got this 14 count light brown Ada that I got on like Amazon forever ago, but this is gonna be for my mother-in-law who loves chickens and lives around the corner from us. Another one that Jennifer sent me, she sent me so much, guys, it was so generous, is this orange, I didn't save the cover of that either. It's one of the Mill Hill birds out on a limb. It comes with everything you need, including your fabric and your floss. I did put the floss on tags, and it comes with beads and little beading needles, which I've never used. So I'm hoping to work on this. This kind of feels like fall, but I have so many other things, so I don't know that I'll work on it in the fall. Another Owlforest embroidery. This is sparrows. Just a cute little, it's like 50-70 by 72, really short, really small. I'm gonna stitch this on 16 count light brown Ada with DMC from my stash. And then they have another one that's kind of along the same lines that is called Starlings, and I'm gonna stitch this on 18 count white. Just got some, here's the pattern. I think that's so cute. Ever since gardening, my husband gardening, I just love birds. I think the colors on this one are really fun. Just some, that'll be a good spring piece. Then my final one, my final kit is Stationery Addict by Little Dove Designs. I've been eyeing this since I started cross stitching and finally bought it. I love school supplies, like absolutely. Addict is the right word. I'm not even in school and I love them. I've got some 28 count white even weave from, I think I just got it from Hobby Lobby, and called for DMC. I had contemplated changing up the colors and then changed my mind. But those are the colors in the floss. So yeah, those are all of my kitted projects. I'm hoping over the course of the rest of this year to do a few seasonal ones, finish up some of the ones I've started, like that Washington DC one, and then the ones for gifts. I think 4 or 5 of the ones I have are going to be gifts, so those will be done by the end of the year for sure, I hope. And then I can go into 2023 really, you know, planning well and thinking about what I want to do, because I started 2022 very new to cross stitch, and I would probably not have chosen some of these patterns if I knew then what I know now about floss and even the kind of fabrics that I like to work on. So anyway, next year will be a new start, but I'm excited about the WIPs I have, excited about the kits, and excited about the rest of this year. I did want to quickly share some of my stats. I've only been tracking my stitches for May and June, but I've learned that I stitch about 400 stitches a day on average. There are sometimes a few days where I don't stitch at all, but I generally kind of make it up. But I'm not trying to get that many. That's just kind of what happens. In May, I stitched 12,000 stitches, and this month I haven't added in numbers for the last few days, so it's probably close to 12,000. In May, I had 2 finishes and 6 starts. This month, I had 3 starts, which 2 of which I'm counting as the Nutcracker Village, like the tea room and the one next to it. So technically that's not even a start because it's all one pattern. So really just Mr. Rogers. And I also had 2 finishes, yeah, that ornament, the Coastal Holiday little with the fish, and the one for my husband. Other interesting things are how many different projects. In May, I worked on 11 different projects. This month, I've worked on 10 different projects. And I'm using this counter app. I think it was like $1.99 to keep track of my stitches. And it's been really kind of fun to keep track. So if that's something you'd like to do, there's an idea. That is all I have for today. I am going to throw in a picture of the girls that I'm teaching to cross stitch. Our group started with 15 and some of them ditched. It was just too much. I think it was a little too challenging. They were maybe a little bit young, but the ones that have stayed have really committed, and it's been so fun to sit and stitch with them, and I've been amazed at how quickly they've caught on. I'm contemplating teaching more in our youth group, seeing if any of the girls or guys want to learn how to stitch, because the ones who've learned have just loved it, and it has been such a joy to pass this on to them. We have 3 more weeks of class. 1 week I'll be at a doctor's appointment, so they'll just be working on their projects, but by the end we hope to have something finished, and I'll throw up a picture of the pattern I created that we've been working on. It's just a heart with different colors. It fits in a little hoop, and we'll fully finish it the last day of class, if not before. So anyway, I hope your summer is going well. I hope you are staying cool if you're in the south or the other places where it's blazing hot. and I will be back probably mid-July. July is a slow month for us. We plan it that way because my husband is a pastor, and when the school year starts, church life just gets busier. Summer is generally a little bit slower, and July we try to kind of scale back. So we'll be out of town some, he'll be out of town, we're doing a little bit of a staycation, and we'll be kind of focusing on family time and refreshing before school starts and church life gets crazy again. So thank you for watching. I'm always honored. I've got 400 subscribers, and I can't even process why that many people would want to watch, but I'm grateful that you're here. So happy stitching. Stitch what you love, drop it if you don't, and I will see you next time.